You guys go this way?
I think it's really cruel to fire people for poor performance.
And now I don't know what to do. And I have cried every day.
This country has gotten bloated and fat and disgusting.
People thinking that these federal workers losing their jobs is funny.
Firing federal workers is going to hurt your jobs.
Absolutely destroy this corrupt machine.
DOJ is finding billions of dollars in waste of taxpayers' money. They shut down the USAID and got rid of all of the workers. Now they are organizing sit-ins at Senate offices and protesting Donald Trump. They are very adamant about sharing their stories and trying to make us feel bad for them. So let's hear what they have to say and why many federal workers believe that they are coming for your job. Please make sure that you are subscribed. I have never seen a group of people milk being fired so much.
Can you tell us what your message is to these senators while we're walking?
I think it's really cruel to fire people for poor performance when they've only had great feedback. We've never had an issue with our performance, and we're doing work for the American public.
It doesn't matter how good you are at a really bad job, at a department that is doing really bad stuff. If you're good at doing bad things,
We're here for safety, and we're patriots. We love our country. That's why we're taking these jobs that don't pay us in the private sector. I'm an accountant. I could get a private sector job tomorrow.
if you can get a private sector job tomorrow and you're going to be getting paid so much better, then why are you crying? If this accountant was actually so good at her job, she would actually be very excited, like this lady accountant who is just so impressed with the idea of DOJ.
Y'all, DOJ is an accountant's biggest dream.
I mean, I guess not if you're an accountant for the USAID. What is holding a sit-in on Capitol Hill going to accomplish? Is it going to bring back their department? Are they going to get their jobs back? Are they just trying to make some noise? What's the point?
You guys go this way?
It's been an emotional roller coaster. I came to USAID intending on staying there for as long as I could. I really loved the work that we were doing. And now I don't know what to do. And I have cried every day. I think that that's normal. I have a 15-month-old at home, and I'm looking at him and thinking, well, what's this country that we're now living in?
So she looks at her child and just thinks, what country are we living in? Where are we? Is this Earth? Where am I? I mean, this is the United States of America. It's a good place to be. I mean, you can leave if you want to because you got fired from your federal job. If that's means for just not liking this country anymore, then that's pretty interesting. I mean, check out this girl's response to what DOJ is doing. I think that this is more in line with what majority of Americans feel about DOJ, and they don't really align with what these federal employees are saying.
We need this wrecking ball to absolutely destroy this corrupt machine that has been perverting our country. And I want every single person involved in handcuffs and behind a jail cell door.
Yikes. I mean, if that's how she feels, then maybe these federal employees have nothing to protest. Maybe they should be like hiding. Maybe they should leave the country. They should go escape to Mexico so that they don't end up in jail for all of the things that they have been doing over the last not just 4 years, but decades. By now, I'm sure that you guys have seen some of the examples of how taxpayer money was being spent. And look, here's another example. Biden Education Department spent over $1 billion on DEI grants. I mean, it just almost makes me question, what even is a dollar? This lady says that federal layoffs are going to hurt your job, as if we're so scared because of how strong their resumes are going to be. Or maybe being a federal employee just isn't going to have the same oomph to it as it used to.
Firing federal workers is going to hurt your jobs.
Ooh.
If truly half the federal workforce is let go, that'd be 1 million more people competing for your jobs.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, well, all of you guys were so worried that we weren't going to have enough workers because they were deporting illegal immigrants. Now the federal employees can take their jobs. They can help in the work world now, right? We're no longer going to be at a lack of employees in America. Thank you, federal workers. At least you guys are doing something.
Not to mention, wages will go down for everyone, for even positions that you get. Because a lot of people now would be willing to do your job for a fraction of the cost. At the end of the day, it won't matter who gets hired in that position, because everyone's wages will go down and everyone in the private sector will feel it.
These people are so good at trying to come up with these fantasies about how bad everything is going to be in the future. It's so crazy. Here's another example. Federal workers are going to start taking your job. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys terrified?
People thinking that these federal workers losing their jobs is funny and it doesn't affect the regular person. Just wait until they start coming for your job, because have you ever seen a federal worker's resume? They are among the most educated and the most experienced, and they have the most diverse experience. Now imagine all of those people coming into the private sector. They are already underpaid as federal workers. I don't know where y'all get this idea that federal
Imagine all the employers seeing their job history at the USAID or something like that, and they're like, do I want my company to go bankrupt? I'm just saying, right now, it doesn't seem like it has the best rep to it. It'd be like, oh, okay, I see this person was a federal employee. That means they might want to come into my business and, well, no, they're not even going to want to come in. They're going to want to work from home, and they're going to want to get paid for doing absolutely nothing. And then, of course, they're going to reap all of the benefits. They're going to squeeze them out as much as they can. They're going to take all of their sick leave days, and they're going to ask for unemployment. They're going to just maybe be like that headache that no employer is going to want. Because if this lady, this federal employee is saying, take your sick leave now, I think she's a federal employee, then, I mean, do they actually care about their jobs, or are they just trying to oh, okay, now I will be able to continue to get paid for as long as I can without doing anything? I mean, it's almost like they just kind of wanted a free ride. Some of them. Of course, you can't categorize 2.3, almost 3 million people all in one category. I'm just saying it doesn't have the best stereotype as of right now.
This message is for federal workers like me. Take your sick leave. Book all your appointments, schedule all your appointments now. Schedule every single one of them right now.
Maybe she thinks taking a sick leave is going to help them bypass all of the firings because they just weren't there when it happened. Or why would you do this?
This country has gotten bloated and fat and disgusting.
These cuts to the federal workforce. You mentioned you're interested in doing another round of this email. When would you like to see that? What would be the deadline? And this time, would it be mandatory?
I think Elon wants to, and I think it's a good idea because, those people, as I said before, they're on the bubble. You got a lot of people that have not responded, so we're trying to figure out, do they exist? Who are they? And it's possible that a lot of those people will be actually fired.
Nice. You're fired. 3 million people is a lot. And so we can't just say that none of them did their work or none of them were doing anything good. Here we have a guy who was worked in Veterans Affairs, and he just got fired, and he's very upset at what he calls President Musk, and he's just kind of sharing his experience about how it's going to be very bad for the veterans that he's helped. And I do believe Caroline Leavitt when she continuously says that important government funding projects and people who are in need are still going to have funding. And I do think that they are trying really hard to make us feel bad for them. And on the other hand, I also believe that it would be really hard to work at X or work for Donald Trump because, they're very strict. They're very firm. And I don't think that they would be employers that are just going to let people off easy. I think that they are one of the toughest bosses in the world. And so I can't imagine that, just being kind of like an average employee, it would be frustrating because you're like, oh, I do my job, I help and stuff, but it's like, they're like the best of the best. They're literally billionaires and they want the best on their team. And so, I kind of understand, I feel kind of bad for them and stuff. It's like, oh, they lost their job and they worked kind of for some time,
They say again, thank you, Trump. Thank you, President Musk. Let's make America great again. And fire everybody who is a hardworking, somebody who just wants to do a good job for
Fire everybody who, just wants a paycheck. I think this kind of just wants a paycheck attitude is the reason why they're being fired. Imagine getting a job for the government, not knowing how corrupt it is, and now you're just sitting there recording videos of yourself crying, saying, the reality of being a federal employee right now, the amount of emotional abuse, overworking, hate, lack of support is taking its toll. I mean, it has to be difficult, and I actually have that mug, so that's all I have to say about this. At least the employees who haven't been fired yet are actually working in the office now. I think that that is so great. Wonderful, wonderful, love the outfit. Looks like a nice...
Hi, Barbie!
Oh, wow, she really has great outfits. She goes all out. Wow, cool outfits. Because, I mean, going into the office is really important because you need to know your team. You need to have a strong bond, of course, and have face-to-face interactions, be able to communicate. I mean, how are you going to work with a team that isn't even around you, that you don't even know? So I think just in having them come to the office is very beneficial, and also getting rid of them it's necessary. And while it's kind of sad, it's just something that people go through all the time, and maybe stop protesting it and just, I don't know, continue on with life and do the best that you can and keep doing things that are important to you, Please make sure that you guys are subscribed. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.